Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Last year, I felt like a revert. Now, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Let me land, let me cook. After I grew up Muslim, right? I grew up Muslim, like many others. However, also like many others who probably live in the West, I felt like I was definitely led astray by Western culture. And I tried to assimilate into that, whatever that means. It could mean a lot of things. And I was in this era of heedlessness, and I'm just gonna keep it cute, keep it brief. But I don't know, something happened in my life, and I started to take my religion more seriously. And then for the first time in my life, it felt like I actually started to learn about Islam. Even though I grew up Muslim, like I grew up seeing people pray, like my family, like I grew up seeing my family pray. I prayed, I fasted. I fasted as a kid, like growing up. Like I fasted a lot of, like many Ramadans, but I never did it right. Like I was never doing my 5 daily prayers during Ramadan. I was just fasting. But last year, I felt like I was actually like, okay, like I learned Islam for myself. And if you grew up Muslim, you will have to go through that learning Islam for yourself and practicing Islam for yourself instead of it just being because your family is making you pray or your family is making you fast. Like if you're in the house and you're not fasting, like someone is going to talk to you and be like, "Why aren't you fasting?" Like you're actually doing it because it's in your heart type thing. You will have to go through that phase. Inshallah. I wish that upon everyone. But I had to learn like how to pray again. Like I knew how to pray, but like I didn't know that there was little du'as like you're supposed to say when you're in sujood or when you're in ruku. I had no clue, and I grew up Muslim. Like I didn't know that um, for the first two rakas you can read like Al-Fatiha in a surah, and then you read, and for the next two like you don't read anything. You can just read Al-Fatiha, and that's fine. Like that's sunnah. I didn't know a lot of things. I didn't know that for Zur and Asr, when you're praying, you don't read that out loud. Like you just pray silently for the entire prayer. And I didn't know that when you're praying, you're supposed to move your lips. Like when you're reciting, you can't just like stand there and not say anything. Like you're supposed to move your lips. You can't just read it in your heart. That doesn't count. I learned so much about Islam, and it's like, okay, like I'm new here. Like this is not like, sure, I grew up with this, but this is not me. Like I'm new here. I'm in like completely new territory. I'm gonna end this video here because it's getting long. Assalamu alaikum.